Title 6:24 p.m. Written by Haikyuu. You owe me? Suna hisses, grabbing your wrist and pulling you back over the threshold of his home, closing the front door behind him before you can step inside. You blink up at him, eyes wide with shock. I owe you coffee, not an evening of pretending to be your girlfriend to get your parents off your back. You whisper back, trying to hide yourself with his body from anyone who might be looking through the living room window. Just a couple of hours, please. I'm desperate, he begs, not letting go of your wrist. Clearly, if you were asking me, you drag your free hand down your face with a groan. I'm not even dressed for this. Why couldn't you have just told me why you needed me to come over? Prepare me a little in advance? He raised an eyebrow. Would you have come? You press your lips into a thin line, looking between him and the window where you can see shadows of his family members moving around the house. Well, probably not. Exactly. He rolls his eyes. Don't talk like I don't know you. Come on, just a couple of hours. And you get a free meal. The offer sounds appealing, especially with student loans and your low bank account balance in the back of your mind. But I have to socialize. You know I hate that. A smirk tugs at the corner of his lips. So do I. Look, we already make a great fake couple. You grimace. And what if your family hates me? Well then, you know you'll never be called in to be my fake girlfriend again. But I want them to like me as your friend. And they will, he assures you. You just have to sit close to me and maybe let me put my arm around your shoulders. It's not gonna be that hard, I swear. Before you have the chance to protest, Suna is opening the door again and using his grip on your arm to pull you inside. You catch a glimpse of his sister, and she must see how flustered you are because her eyebrows immediately shoot up and she looks up at her brother. I hope you weren't kissing her out there. Suna laughs, rubbing the back of his neck, and you swear you see a light dusting of pink on his cheeks. I wasn't, promise. Good, because mom was asking for you to set the table and she's getting kinda impatient. Suna shoots you an apologetic glance but leads you to the dining room and shows you where you'll be sitting while he fetched the table setting. Dinner went about as well as could be expected, as far as fake girlfriend meets the parent goes. Since you had been friends throughout all 4 years of university, you two knew each other well and didn't have to suffer through any of those stressful situations where you had to make up how you met and things you'd done together. Suna's father was quiet, observational, and you immediately knew that's where Suna got his disposition from. If he hadn't been there, you might have wondered how Suna was his mother's son, what with how talkative she was. Oh, you two are so sweet together. Rintaro hasn't had a girlfriend in ages. And you. Mom, Suna groans, and his hand falls to your leg. The action makes you jump. He said an arm around the shoulder, didn't he? Not a warm palm on your thigh. She knows already. You don't need to embarrass me by telling my girlfriend I'm bad with girls. It's only because you are so quiet, Rini. His sister chimes in, and you can't help but smile at the nickname, though it makes Suna blush. You think too much, and I'm sure more girls would like you if you weren't so deadpan. Suna frowns. The only girl I want to like me is right here, and clearly she does. You can't help the way your heart clenches at his declaration, though you know it's just for the act. His sister laughs. Oh, I wonder what you see in him, she says to you. He's so broody, isn't he? What did he do to make you decide to give him a chance? Besides trick me into coming over here saying he needed me help picking out a shirt to wear for our graduation? You think, looking up at him. You tried to convince him you could pick over FaceTime, but he insisted you needed to see him in person. Clearly, you were gullible. Well, I think I realized I like him when he bought me coffee on campus when my school card ran out of money. You tried to fight off a smile and the reference to the depth you were into him that landed you here in the first place. But Sun doesn't even try to hide his laugh, meeting your gaze and squeezing your leg. Yeah, I'm pretty great, aren't I? You roll your eye, smacking his arm gently, but then leaving your hand on his bicep, just for show. Oh, don't go letting your ego get so big. And what about you, Rintaro? His mother chimes in. And when you look at her, you see her resting her chin on her hands. You remember him telling you what a romantic she was. When did you decide you liked YN? He leans back and looks at the ceiling, like he's thinking about it. Probably freshman year, when she came in late to our sociology class and had to take the last seat next to me. We got stuck sitting by each other all year. You can place his grin, but your eyes are wide when you look back up at him. That long ago? Why didn't you tell me? You sound breathless. The question is genuine, and you have to remind yourself this is an act. An easy answer. It's easy for him to say the first day you met. It's sweet and will placate his mother. Suna shrugs and finally bring his arm to wrap around your shoulders, pulling you into his side. I don't know, it didn't really feel necessary. Besides, you know I like you, so why should it matter? Oh, Rintaro, girls like that stuff. His mother waves her hand at him and then stands up. I should get these dishes going. Hawaiian honey, I'm so glad you could come tonight. You nearly shoot out of your chair. I'd love to help, you offer, glad for an excuse to be out of Suna's arm before he can feel how hot your body has gotten. His mother smiles and she shoots her son a glance that clearly say, I like her. Once the dishes are done, Suna walks you to the front door, his hand in yours. After explaining to his family that you couldn't stay around to chat because you had plans with friends early the next morning and needed to get back home. I'm glad you could come, Suna says as he opened the front door. Yeah, me too, you say with a small smile. And though you are not sure whether he'd say it to you as his fake girlfriend or as you find yourself meaning it. His hand that was holding yours rises to your waist, and the world feels like it's moving in slow motion. You are suddenly so aware of the warmth of his palm through your shirt, of the way he's looking at you through half-lidded eyes. And before you can register what's happening, he's leaning down and pressing his lip against yours, gently, deeply, in a way that's somehow so exactly Suna. When he pulls back, you two look at each other for probably a few moments too long, breath fanning across each other's cheek, both of you clearly in shock. You step away from him, his hand on your body, falling away easily and leaving you cold. You lean around his torso to pull out a quick, thank you for having me, into the house, before you rush out the still open front door and to your car. It takes all your effort not to slam your car door shut as you lean back and close your eyes, trying desperately to catch your breath. Once you do, you fish your phone out of your pocket, already preparing to type out a text to text Suna along the lines of, what the hell was that? Or, that was not part of our deal. But he beats you to it. Your breath hitches in your throat as your phone lights up. I think we should talk.